I grew up in sort of rural coastal Maine, and I spent a lot of time playing in the woods. But I guess my first encounter with photography, my father was for a while he was a reporter for a small town newspaper in Maine. And before that he had a job working for an agricultural publication in the Pacific Northwest. So I was aware at a very young age of this sort of split between the professional and the photography and the sort of personal family, snapshot. I'd spent 3 or 4 years doing sort of odd jobs, construction, working on fishing boats, but I was doing photography sort of as a hobby. I was living on this island called Monhegan in Maine. My sister had gone out there. She had gotten me a job as a cook for the summer, and I decided to stay for the winter and work on a lobster boat. And there was this photographer named Ralph Steiner, who was actually, I learned later, was the photographer who had taught Walker Evans how to use a view camera. But he had spent his summers out there, and he had passed away and given his entire photography book collection to this library. There was a Walker Evans MoMA publication. I think it came out in 71 or 72, but it was had a foreword by John Charkovsky, and it had Walker Evans pictures of all the famous ones, but pictures of urban scenes and pictures of architecture. I wasn't aware that there could be so much intelligence in photography until that point. This translation of the three-dimensional world onto a two-dimensional recording surface. The challenge is still the same, and I still think there's that challenge. I don't think that the Google car got everything. I don't think that there's a lot of other artists that are making really visible work that, dismantling the sort of cornerstones of positions of power in photography, or making photographs that look like paintings or look like conceptual art. But I think that, for me, there's still something that photography can do. Just taking a picture of what you're looking at, and not thinking too much or too carefully beforehand about what you're looking at or why. I think a lot of times for me, when I do think I have an idea, and sort of go out trying to illustrate that, it's oftentimes maybe not, it feels a little stilted or something. And most of the best things happen despite of my intention I don't know if I can name what I'm reporting on, but I do think that I feel like it's my job to do that. Nobody else is going to do that if I don't do it. These marks in a picnic table outside of a taco stand, that's nobody else is going to take that picture. Of course, that sounds very, pretentious and special, silly, but I think it's sort of true. But again, I think it's probably true for every person taking a picture with any camera, anywhere. All right, yeah, you can use that part.